Good morning, everybody. 8:15 a.m. It's June 21st. Market's kind of sleeping until Powell testimony today, and tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. Of course, everybody's aware of that. I hope everybody had a good trading day yesterday. I think somebody did. If she's listening, Rosita had a monster day yesterday. Congratulations to her. She's a scalper in crypto options. Um, I'm sure we'll see something from her if she's listening because she's very humble. So maybe she hasn't joined yet, or she's in her car. She's a very busy woman. Um, let's get into this introduction. My name is Steven Gonzalez. Welcome to my channel. We use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market, give us some direction. We also use supply and demand, and we use gamma exposure levels. Okay, of course, we go over news and try to stay on the right side of the market, right? Now, not always that macro should influence your micro trades, right? Your intraday trades. That's not always the case. There's always opportunity every day. You got to find your edge and exploit that edge. That's basically the name of the game. So, if you can, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Set an alert. That'd be awesome. And as always, give me a like if you like what you see, enjoy what you see. That always brings me some happiness. And you can follow me on Twitter, Gonzo719 Jersey. Oh, I'm sorry, Gonzo719 on Twitter, Gonzo719 Jersey on Instagram. Now, I've been sleeping a little bit on Reels because I have a job after around noontime I start, so my time is a little constricted. I've had a lot of decent trades as of late, and been in over 100% returns to only like break even, get small profits on some of them because this market's not just taking off, right? So I have to adjust my strategy a little bit there. Okay, let's get into. There's not a lot going on because of Powell, so let's just get into the watch list here. Bitcoin's the big mover today. All right, it's up 3.76%. This is Bitcoin futures. It's at 29,240. Spot Bitcoin's a little different, but around the same general area. It's gonna move with Bitcoin. Ether's up 3%. Crude is basically flat. The dollar is basically flat. TNX hasn't reported yet. 8:20 a.m. That will report. Russell's basically flat. Dow's slightly down 0.14. Gold slightly down 0.17. ES down 0.21. Nasdaq's a little weaker, down 0.33. Bonds being sold a little bit. They were bought up yesterday. Silver is down 0.62. That little volatile metal silver. The VIX is down to 13.79. Wow. So got some complacency in this market. Okay, moving on to the stocks I like to trade. Coin leading the pack, up 2.56. Actually went up to 60 pre-market. Kind of pulling back a little bit. 60 is a huge positive gamma level. Okay, it needs to get over that. That is going to be resistant. Okay, if you also look at coin's daily chart, you got a 200-day moving average, I believe the 50-day moving average, in the way. So that's going to be another part of resistance in coin. However, it doesn't always abide by that. Sometimes it rips through them. You could just look at a daily chart. We might look at that later because I'm not going to spend too much time on analysis of futures waiting on Powell. Okay, Tesla up 0.47. Now Tesla got a downgrade today actually. However, downgrade. However, it also Texas is going to implement the mandatory to have the Tesla plug for charging stations. That's a good one for Tesla. Tesla also made a top ranking in cars.com. Okay. Amazon up 0.17. Boeing's keeps getting orders for more jets. All right. So Now this broke the 215 level yesterday, so that was a level I wanted to see as support. We are at a 211 support though, so Boeing's been a little erratic. Okay, what else do we got? Snow price target was raised to 216. Amazon's price target was raised to 150. Okay, laggards. Who's rounding out the bottom here? Let's just talk about Meta. We got Baba, new CEO. That made a nice run, but it's been pretty got sold off, probably profit taking in Baba. Nvidia, what you call it, down 0.67. AMD has been taking a little bit of a beating, but let's talk about this. 118 is a big gamma level. Okay, it's a negative gamma level, so you don't want to break that. Okay, it's held that level. Okay, so if you look at an AMD chart, it's looking mighty tasty if this market gets gets this dip bought. Okay, keep that in mind. That's mighty tasty. Semiconductors also have hit a major support level. Okay, just keep that in mind. Moving on. Top sectors, right? All right, no leader to speak of. Let's just go down to the laggard. Qualcomm, also another one. I missed my chance at the 102 level. Um, so that's another one there. Roblox down 0.51. UPS, FedEx didn't have the best earnings in Outlook. So sympathy play UPS down 0.72. Not a huge loss because if you look at UPS chart, they just took out like the last 5 weeks candles. Um, but then ironically, JP Morgan gave FedEx an upgrade today because they're going to cut costs. Okay, moving on to the sectors. Not much of a leader, right? Not much of a leader. Energy, not much of a leader, but we have a little bit of laggards. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Technologies down 0.35. Semis are the weakest, down 0.42. Okay, let's move on to some news. Let's go over here. Let's look at the economic calendar. I think everybody knows what's on the docket today. We got Powell testimony, Fed Cook testimony, Fed Jefferson testimony, Fed's Goolsbee at 12:25, Fed Mesters at the close. Okay, tomorrow we got Waller at 4 a.m. Jobless claims 8:30. Okay, so 10 a.m. everyone's going to be listening to Powell. Now you might get a couple little moves off the open, but then we should probably chill. 10 a.m. is going to be probably volatile and wait on every word Powell says. Okay. Um, let's get into a little bit of news. So let's see. UK inflation. Okay. UK actually got surprised today. They were higher. Inflation was higher than expected. Okay, so that's one thing. What else we got? Spotify got an upgrade, just to let you know. That's rising. Let's see here. Why is that taking so long? Of course, Tesla looks towards India. That's another reason why Tesla's moving higher. Let's go over to here. Let's see. I just wanted to make sure if I'm missing anything. Of course, Coinbase is still struggling with the lawsuit, but obviously Bitcoin going up. I just wanted to see Boeing. A big television writer producer has leave Netflix and is going to Walt Disney. Let's see. I already talked about Tesla's news. Adobe's getting Their target price raised from 500 to 570. And see, there's that FedEx upgrade, or not upgrade, but raises target price from 228 to 251 based on cost savings. Let's see here. Anything? Okay. I thought I saw something before that I wanted to talk about. Let's see here. Um, no, I think that's about it. We'll just keep moving on. We'll just keep moving on. We'll look at the daily charts. Not much to talk about. That's why we're going to briefly go over them. All right. Do we have Rosita yet? Not sure if she's there, or Wien, or the crew, some of the crew. Not sure. Anyway, let's look at the SPY. Now we did get a pullback. All right, let's just look at this move. What did we get here in the SPY? We got a pullback to the 9 EMA daily. 8 EMA daily is going to show you basically the same thing. So we basically got a pullback to this, almost to this low here, right? So we got to look at, we gapped down and held it. You got to look at, is this the buying opportunity? Or will this be? If we break this, then we're in trouble for 26, right? But we got to see if the market is going to buy this dip. Now today is very crucial on what test Powell has to say the next 2 days. Okay, very crucial. Let's look at the weeklies, kind of in the middle of last week's. Doesn't tell you much, right? Getting some selling excess on the monthlies. Let's look at the profile. So you can see here, building out a lot of volume here. Okay. But we basically got a pullback to this moving average, right? We haven't touched this moving average since June 1st. That's the first time any moving average has been touched. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Moving on. Let's go to the Qs. Qs kind of had a similar pullback. Let's just go from here. Okay. So the Qs, and we got a lot lower volume. Notice that? Yesterday was weak volume. So pulled back almost to the 8 EMA daily. Okay. Came up. This is a key resistance area. So we haven't been able to hold above it, which I probably expected. Getting a pullback. 360 would be a level that probably be very interesting for buying a dip. But we haven't pulled back there yesterday. Yesterday was kind of like a doji candle. We're at 365.58 right now. So we're about like right here. We're about like at the mid of yesterday's session, which is typical from Powell's going to testify. Okay. Has testimony here. Let's look at the weeklies. Kind of in the middle of the week's range, right? And you can see that big triple top monthly candle resistance at 369, right? So now we have some shorts from there. So if we're going to make a move, this would be pretty big if you break out here. Don't know what's going to happen. Let's look at the profile. So kind of have a triple distribution here, a distribution here, a distribution here, and a distribution here. So starting to build out value here. Okay. Moving on. Let's move on to the Dow. So the Dow, most traded price of the last year is 337, right? We're holding above that. A lot of resistance up here. However, this profile is looking very incomplete to me, right? So this has a bullish skew in the profile, right? You don't have a lot of excess on the top. A lot of volume here. Can this spring forward? You need healthcare and financials to just push this market. The Dow specifically, right? If we rotate into healthcare, right, that could propel the Dow. All right, let's look at what the Dow did. So the Dow yesterday closed underneath the 80 mid daily. Okay, closed right here. And it gapped down. You can see that. Big gap. Went all the way down to here. Find some buyers there. And right at this 340 level, which is a key level. Okay, let's look at the weeklies. Big range. I've showed you in the profile. This is just a big range. Okay. You really got to pay attention to pullbacks to here or any kind of breakout over 343 and of course 346. You could just see in the monthlies. Look at this range in the monthlies. Okay, look at this range. Okay, let's look at the profiles of the Dow. A lot of volume at the top. Double distribution here. Okay, but we're holding these prices. Let's just see. Okay, this white here is last month's highs, so we're underneath last month's highs now. Okay, these orange right here, that's last week's highs and lows. So we're inside last week's high, right? And you can see that obviously in the week, right? There's the week inside, right? That's what we've been talking about. However, let's go move on. Let's go to the Russell. Russell's profile, a lot of volume here, but it's got excess on the bottom, got excess on the top, building more value here, right? So the more you balance, the bigger the move. Look at how big this move was. Huge balance area. Boom. Big move, right? That's how it works. That's how the market works, okay? You build up this energy, it's a spring, it coils up and boom. Boom. All right, so let's zoom into this, see what the Russell has in store for us. All right, so the Russell, big volume here, and what do we do? Break out of it, right? And now we're in a range here. Okay, you can see a clear range right here. Okay, clear. We went out of it a little bit, which is fine. That's still a range. And now, this balance area, you need regional banks and stuff like that, industrials to get stronger, and healthcare to propel the Russell. So I was thinking about a play yesterday, to be honest with you, targeting this top. Okay, but what I didn't like about it was this Powell testimony. I don't know what the market's going to do with his testimony, so I was like, you know what? I don't really like it. I like the play if there wasn't Powell testimony. So, but we have this range, right? So like we're at the bottom of it, where we had now 140, 184.60 something. So we're like at the mid of yesterday's range. We're at the bottom of it, right? Depending on what he says, if we can break yesterday's highs, and you have his testimony yesterday, this could be a nice shot to this level. Just keep an eye on that. This is the dailies. Let's go to the weeklies. Right? So on the weekly, we're above the 200-day moving average. And now our next move would be up to the 189. Next move to 190. Got triple weekly top there at 190, 191. Look at it. Monthly, you can see the move down. A large consolidation. Large consolidation here. So if we rip a couple of these up, we could find ourselves at 199 to about 200. Okay, now the question is if we get up there, do we keep going or do we sell back down? I don't know. Right? Let's look at the profile. Profile, you can see, is very bullish. Very bullish. Okay, because you have a move up. Let's look at this. Let's look at equal volume here. Ugh, really? Let me see if I can load my style here. 1 hour. 1 hour. Here we go. Boom. Let's do that again. There we go. And I love this echo volume. So it just shows you right here, the biggest volume right here was right there. That's the biggest volume of the last month. And it's been holding. Okay? It's been holding. So you have big move up, decent volume here, right, in the Russell. And it's holding this 184.93 level with the most traded price of the month right here at 185. You'd like to see a cross of the most traded price. Okay? Now you don't have any big selling here. The selling here does not accompany with big volume. Okay, so this could propel. This definitely could propel. That's why I was interested in it, but I just don't like with Powell's testimony. This is a definite push up in holding it. Okay, let's look at the monthlies. So this is last month's highs. We're above them, right? These orange are weeklies. So this is last week's high. You can see it right here. Last week's low. We're inside last week, right? So the Russell's looking mighty tasty. All right, but Powell's testimony is making me avoid it. Okay. And that will wrap up that. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to spend too much time on market profile because we're just balancing. What I'm going to do for the sheaf here, let's analyze Bitcoin. Okay. Let's go into the Bitcoin. Let me just change some settings here. All right. So here's the quad I have for Bitcoin, right? This is Bitcoin futures. So Ivy rank, looking at it here, it's starting to pump up. Okay. Now I have the 24 hours here. You could see the large move in Bitcoin. Okay. So let's just look at it together. We'll look at it together. All right. Let's start out with the monthlies. All right. I have some key levels here, and this is Bitcoin futures. It's not going to match Bitcoin spot price, but it's going to be pretty close. Okay. So if you look at the month, definitely have a push up and a nice consolidation here in Bitcoin. Okay. Let's look at the volume, right? Big volume on this push up, right? Pretty large selling volume here too. But then what, that 25,335 has been support. Okay, so you have some buying, not the biggest volume. So really you got this resistance at 29,910 in the monthlies. Okay, let's move over to the weeklies. Okay, you can see that again, large volume, and then a bunch of like this is bullish, right? Because you got a big push up, and we're holding this level 25,335. Okay. Now look what happened this week. This is very bullish. Okay, so if you just look at weekly candles, let's look at these weekly candles. Look at those candles. You just took all of them out yesterday. This is weeklies. Okay, this is how strong this move is. Okay, you just took all of that out. So this is called like a shut-off candle, which is very bullish. So this is a seller shut-off. Look at that range, just got shut off. Everybody who was short now is underwater or had the cover. That should propel us to 29,910. Next resistance after that is 31.12. I understand Bitcoin's 30,000 is a big level. Okay, everybody knows that. Let's drill it down into the weeklies. The daily chart. Okay, so if we're just looking at a daily chart, right? Look at these, Jesus, 1, 2, 3, 4 monster days, right? 4 monster days. Look at the volume building out here, right? We're starting to go over that volume. See this volume from here to here? We're starting to break that. Okay, next move, like I said, is probably to 29,910. Let's drill in a little more to the profile. Okay, now this is the monthly. This is the month. So you had, this is over the last month. So you had nice consolidation to 26,903. You can see this was the most traded price. And ironically, right here I was on the phone with Rosita here. Right here was an hourly double top. Okay. And right here, look at the volume and pushed this little consolidation and went bye bye. And then you just had big volume push up. Okay. Look at this volume here. Very strong. Very, very strong. It's getting a little thin now. Okay. It's getting a little thin now. So it just made a big move. Huge move. Right? It might pull back here. It might not. Okay. So huge buying volume. This all happened overnight. Okay. So you can see this profile is getting a lot of volume right there. So it's consolidating, right? Is it going to consolidate and make another move? Don't know, right? But we see here. But right now, what's at 29,222? So it's around here right now, right there. So makes sense that it can get another push up to here. Makes sense. All right. Let's move on. Let's go to that triple headed. That bond market yields came down yesterday. So right down, all the way down to 3.6. Okay. Little rise today. They're up 0.83%. Bond markets, it's just weird that yields are rising and the market went up. It's just weird. There's a disconnect there. Right? VIX, I mean, this is just complacency here. Okay. Like I said, you need to break 15 to have any kind of selling happen. Right? There's just no fear in this market. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar has kind of went down. It's kind of hanging out here now. All right, let's just look at the market profile here, volume profile. There's not a lot to report here. Okay, we're waiting for Powell. Let's look at it here. Got a double distribution profile. Okay, most traded price of the week is down here now. That's at 44.35. We're below it, but that's okay. And look what happened yesterday. We came right into this demand zone and the 9 EMA daily, which is this yellow line, and we got bought up there. Okay, so this is like the tipping point for the market right now. Okay, this is the tipping point. So literally, you have this little mini range in here and here. And can we break these lows, or can we break these candles? Right? That's really what it's going to be about today. Now, again, he's testimony tomorrow, so we have to see. So we're in the middle of yesterday's range. Doesn't tell us a lot. So I'm going to get right into it. Very simple. Very, very simple. So this is the area, everybody, right here. Okay. So if you want to play, if you're thinking possibly we can go down today, Obviously, if we break this and hold below it, we have demand zone and single prints down here. Okay, as well as if we push up into any of these supply zones, okay, and we can't sustain any longer, that could bring us down as well. Okay, let's go to the long side. Of course, people can see any kind of movement into here as a buying opportunity. All right, market could also come down here into this demand zone, break these lows, which is fine, find some footing here, and then that could be the dip opportunity. Okay, that's really what's going on today. And like I said, it's really a case of, can you take out those highs or can you take out these lows? That's what that is in the ES today. I don't have to get nitty gritty nuance today because people are going to wait for Powell at 10 a.m. Okay, let's move on to the NASDAQ. It's kind of a similar situation. Okay, a little bit of a double distribution in the profile. The most traded price of the week is now 15242 right here. We're below it, but that's okay because we're kind of like just waiting for Powell. And high and low, and the overnight is right in the middle of yesterday's price. No edge there. Same scenario though, right? It's either do we take out these lows with demand here, or do we take out these highs, or do we go just balance, right? That's really all that it is today. So it's very basic. So people find if we break these lows and hold, that could be the dip opportunity for the market. Okay, a little different as far as the bear side here is because you could definitely come up into this supply, find selling, dip under the most traded price, and then go here. And then this is really the test. If we break and hold this, well, they got a big support level here, right? And then you got single prints, which could bring us down to the 20 simple moving average. So it could go either way. It's really what the market's gonna. It's really about, is this a buying the dip opportunity, or is this market just too overbought? And we're gonna find out. I could say it's overbought, but that doesn't mean anything if the market gets bought, right? So that's what I'm seeing really. Pretty basic. Okay. Now coin, I'm liking it a lot. Sorry that I didn't put the slide up for that. That was the NQ scenarios. Okay. And then we can get into some. We have a little time. We can just look at coin. What I'm seeing. Okay. I had a trade on it yesterday, and I gave it a little room. My stop, it was a profitable trade, but almost up over 100% at one point. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. So let's look at coin. Now Tesla too held 265 yesterday, and that was also, but that was like at lunchtime. Okay, so this is coin. Okay, and we can analyze this just like we analyze everything else. Okay. So you can see, look at the volume down in this area. Look at that sell off and just this huge range consolidation, right? Huge consolidation. Now, you know how I feel about this 10-week EMA, right? This 10-week moving average. It's been playing around this level. Okay, now it's almost at it right now. It tipped it. You could see it actually tipped it yesterday. So this is a crucial, you're in the middle of like kind of like the balance zone, okay, of coin and the weeklies. You're kind of in the middle of this volume here. Okay, we'll probably see this in the profile. All right, big selling volume here. Okay, so no one's really been caught off guard that much with coin. Okay, but you gotta like what crypto's doing, right? Bitcoin's doing. Let's move on. We'll get a little more zoomed in on the daily chart. Now, if you notice the daily chart, this is the most traded price of the last year, 63. Let's call it 64. See just all this volume? Very complete profile for the year. Okay, so you definitely, this is going to go into a bunch of traffic at 64. And now you can see, let's zoom in, right? Let's just look. Coin hit almost the 200-day moving average yesterday. Also has the 50-day moving average here. Okay, also the 20 simple moving average, it closed right at it. Okay, so you can see right now there's a range here, right here. Let's look at this range. Okay, from here, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go into that range. Let's do that again. This is just a rough range here, and we'll just look at this. So look at that range, right? So, and we just popped out of this almost a little bit of a crazy looking range right here, right? So this support of that range was 55, 52. We're over that now. However, the midpoint of this range is about 60. That's where we hit pre-market today. That's not a good area. Now, when I say not a good area, I'm talking about buying the stock, doing a swing position. That you don't want to buy something in the middle of a range. You want to buy it here, down here, right? Or you want to maybe short up here if you believe that that's resistance. And you don't want to buy in here. Now, again, that's only for a swing for a couple days to like a stock buy, all right? Okay, get a pullback today, then we're talking again. But you have that 200-day moving average. You can see right here the 200-day moving average was resistance for all these days. Look at that. Resistance, 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 right? Then it got above it. It was support. And then went right back under it, and it hasn't been able to get over it again. Okay? Now, let's go to the profile. All right. This is coin's profile. This is the coin of the last 30 days. Okay? Most traded price, now it's over it. It was 50.75 over the last month. Okay, so once we got over that, it had a nice move, right? But now we're building out volume here at 57. Okay, that's a lot of trade has happened there. As you can see, a lot of volume here, a lot of volume here. Okay, now again, I can clearly see where we're at. Okay, I can clearly see where we're at. So right here, these white lines is last month's high and low. I can automatically see that the white line is last month's high and last month's low. So we're inside last month, right? And then this right here where I'm at is the week. Last week's high and low. So that's pretty nice that you're above last week's high. So right now you're above last week. If you hold last week, which is this level is 56.27, I would like to see a little pullback here, right? Get some liquidity here, and possibly can move back up here. And you can see this was previously a weekly low here, right here at 59.25. Now pre-market we went all the way up to 60. Okay, so let's do a little volume analysis here while we can. All right, now you'll see here, this is what I love about the echo volume chart, right? You don't have to go and, ooh, where's the big volume? There is no mystery. Right here, this day, big candle, big wide. This shows you the widest candle is the most volume, right? Very easy to see. Down here, you can see it. That was the low of 46. ripped big volume, right? And look where price came back down to right here. It didn't do anything to that big candle. And now there hasn't been that much big volume here. Okay. But it's holding this candle's big volume. The buying is being supported, right? So, like I said, this could easily pull back to 55 or 52 until launch, right? Till launch. Now, could it just launch? Could. Right now, 58.35. Let's look at where we're at. I can just show you the trading hours. Okay, so this is with extended hours on. So this is the overnight and everything, right? So you can see here that big volume, and you can see the spike here to 60. This is what it did. So we can zoom in here. This is what it did pre-market right there when we get up to 60. And I told you that is the huge gamma level. Okay, that is the huge gamma level. So get back, I can show you that gamma level on this chart. If I do boom, that, okay, it's the biggest gamma level right now is 60. I am not surprised that was resistance. Okay, and I was telling Rosita yesterday, I said, hey, that flip point for the monthly flip point is 54. I said yesterday, if we hold that, let's go back. If we hold that, now look, see that big red candle? Look what it held. The flip point. The monthly flip point was 54. I said if we hold that, that's bullish. And we did. We wound up taking out this selling candle. We wound up taking it out, right? Now, below that, I said if we break below it and hold, that means that you're in negative gamma territory, and then you got 50 to deal with. 50 is the largest negative gamma level. Okay, so the flip point held, and I was thinking about buying, but I didn't like how the market was moving, and of course coin did what it wanted to do and it went up, right? So 60 is really key. 57 is a smaller gamma level, so if you get a pullback to 57 or yesterday's high and low, possibly, that's what I might be looking at. But again, I don't know how much movement coin's going to get with Powell testimony, and sometimes coin doesn't care, right? It just does what it wants. So that's my stuff on coin. Thought anybody would like to see my analysis on that. Hopefully you got something out of that. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Set an alert, that helped me out. As usual, give me a thumbs up, a like, that would help me as well. Of course, you got my social media platforms right there. Everybody, we have Powell testimony at 10 a.m. Obviously, there could be some little moves from 9:30 to 10, but then everybody's gonna wait on every word that Powell says at 10 a.m. And the market could open up and do a couple things for the first 5 to 10 minutes and then die. I don't really know. So, wish everybody good luck. Like I said, it's down to a matter of, is this pullback buyable and the buyers show their strength, or is this the correction where we get a farther pullback? That's really the question in the market. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Most likely we'll hear from me tomorrow morning. All right, and we catch up on what happened today. All right, take it easy.